Did Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate just become a product that I'm going to skip? After today's revealing cards, it's definitely a conversation I'm going to have. Alright, so first let's start things off with, I'm wearing a Dungeons & Dragons shirt. I am a big fan, and my opinion is generally biased toward D&D type stuff. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Yesterday, we had a massive drop of all kinds of amazing, godly cards from Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. That's right, Dungeons & Dragons. Vamped up set, man. Powerhouse. This stuff is killer. No, it's not. As much as I'm trying to be excited and upbeat, I gotta be honest. It's a letdown. When you have gone through the market, and we had leaks on TikTok. We talked about this, right? And we saw these cards get leaked and we went over them. We're like, wow, man. I mean, for the price of this product, $3.99 Canadian for a collector box, they've got to have chase cards in there. There's got to be. Why else would they be charging so much for that product when you could just buy a regular draft box or a set booster box, right? Am I right? That's a logical way of thinking in the Moxman's brain. That's how I feel about it. But guess what? I'm wrong. At least I think I'm wrong. And that's scary to me. That is unfamiliar territory when I see a price at that range and you know there's been leaks in one of your products and you don't lead with some super amazing strong cards. Do you think the cards you showed us, Wizards, give us any confidence in the product you're putting out? And I'm a Dungeons & Dragons fan. You already kind of had me on the hook. You just had to make the cards half decent. They're not evil. They're not horrible. But they're not great. Now, I'll show you guys some cards here. I'm going to have to step to the side here because I'm sure I have these off to one side. So here we have the amazing Elminster. One of the most powerful wizards ever to exist in Dungeons & Dragons. He's awesome. He's a planeswalker. I expected no less. White-blue? Okay, I would have expected, I don't know, maybe a little bit of red in there for some reason because, you know, he casts like giant fireballs and stuff, but that's okay. And instead of giving him some really cool, unique abilities, let me just stand in front so I can read it all to you. Let me just disappear here. It says, whenever you scry, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X less to cast, where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying this way. Okay. So cool. You can make things cost less to cast. I like that. It's kind of cool. I mean, he is a wizard. Makes his instant sorcery spells less to cast. That kind of is a good mechanic going together. His +2 ability is draw a card and then scry 2. Okay. He's got a static ability that works with a scrying ability. I like that. That's okay. Then I look down there and you see this last part. Let me just disappear again. And it says, exile the top card of your library. Create a number of 1/1 blue fairy dragon creatures, tokens with flying equal to that card's mana cost. All right. So if you have some big, massive casting cost spells like Elrond's Epiphany or something that costs like 9, you get 9 little dragons. That is kind of cool. Okay? This is not a horrible card. But let me be honest. That is not the way I pictured Elminster at all. And for me, that's a letdown. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good guy. He also can act as your commander, which is nice. But I wouldn't have him as my commander. I think I'd have trouble keeping him alive on the battlefield unless I built up a wall of protection before getting his red-robed, keister out there onto the battlefield. Before even putting him out, I'd be afraid he's going to die unless I can find a way to cheat him out. And as a player who's new to Commander, I may be missing on some of these guys, but that's just how I feel seeing that card. That card does not inspire me to go and buy Wizards of the Coast products. It doesn't say to me, that guy is so awesome, he's going to be a $40, $50 card 5 years from now. Doesn't inspire me that way. Not like even in the least. This does not make me want to go out and buy more of their products. And when you have a leak that has gone into the open market and a whole bunch of your cards got spoiled, if you had a chase card in the set, you think you would lead with it. I could be wrong. There could be a cool chase, new Mox coming. But it's not there right now. And I'm only going by what my eyes can see. And my eyes are not telling me to buy more product. And this thing comes out in less than a month. this product's going to drop. It's not a good sign. Now we look at another card. Let's look at this most amazing card. We got Merkel, Lord of Bones. Now this is one of the gods again from Forgotten Realms, guys. I like this. I like the god theme. I think it's cool. But when I look at him, and by the way, the artwork does look phenomenal. That art is crazy good to me, okay? The flavor and art has not been D&D's problem. It's been the strength and power level of cards. So this guy's a 7/5 for 7. Green, black, white, 4 other. What does he do? As long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, he has indestructible. All right, that's kind of cool. It's not a horrible ability to have, although there's lots of creatures that have indestructible without having to sacrifice any life at all. They just get to keep indestructible. I'm just saying. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's an enchantment and loses all other card types. Okay. He can have some fun, but he's only a rare, which means he's not going to be stoked in value. He's going to be a fun card to have if you build a commander deck that way, but he is not going to be a be-all, end-all card that makes you want to jump out and buy this product. He's going to be a $3, $4 card, probably maybe $10, $15, who knows? I don't set the prices, somebody else does. In the back room, behind the green curtain. When I look at that card, I say it's going to be a fun card. It caught my eye, that's why I put it up on the video. The artwork's great. The card mechanic is nice. But it's a rare. We know it's not going to be that hard to get. And it's not going to be that expensive. So does that draw you to go and buy the set? No. You need to have a lot of people on board. Now this goes two ways. I'll get into that. But this can go two ways in the conversation. Let me show you another card here. Let's jump to number 3 here. Baldur's Gate. Okay. The actual castle. Love the artwork again. Wizards has got that down. I like what I see. When I see this here, I go, okay, it adds colorless mana to your mana pool. But 2, and then tap it. X mana of any one color, where X is the number of other gates. There's a lot of gates out there. This card can be used in combination because, although it's a legendary land, if you have this in with a whole bunch of other guild gates and other gates they've created over the years, you can get a lot of mana. This thing can be a great little mana pumping rock. I like that. Again, just a rare. Doesn't enthrall me. It's good artwork, good mechanic. It'll play well. I probably wouldn't be using it in any of the commander decks I'm building right now, but I can see its possible uses. Hence, again, why I put it up here. How about this one? I gotta say, this is like some of the best art that I've enjoyed so far from this set. Okay, Tasha, the Witch Queen. 1 black, 1 blue, 3 other. Now she has a static ability. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, create a 3/3 demon creature token. Kind of cool. Kind of a little tibble, you know, make a little demon guys. I like that. Now, I have to get closer because I can't read this far away. It says here, draw a card. For each opponent, exile up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard and put a page counter on it. And then the -3 ability is, you may cast a spell from among the cards in exile with page counters on them without paying their mana cost. And she can be your commander. All right. Again, a good card. Not a great card. A good card. I can see uses for it. But a lot of the cards I've seen inside this game are geared toward commander creatures. Those legendary new backgrounds and stuff where all your legendary guys get this, all the creatures get that. These are planeswalkers. They're kind of cool, but they're not driving me forward. Now, an interesting card I really did enjoy as well is going to be the Monstrous Manual. Now, of course, they're showing some epic old school Tarsarak there. I love that. We got a Beholder on the other page. I grew up with Monstrous Manual, so this card kind of rings out to me, right? 1 green, 3 other. It has Zoological Study as its little like adventure, which I kind of like, right? From, Throne of Eldraine, the adventure cards. And that says mill 5 cards, then return a creature card milled this way to your hand. So it can't be any card. It's the top 5 cards and one of those ones, not anything in your graveyard. And then 1 green or other, tap it. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. This card is good. It's rare, but this card is going to see uses, okay? That card is going to find a lot of homes. People are going to enjoy it. And again, it's not going to be that hard to get, which is great for players. But that scream out to me saying, I want to buy a box of collectors of it for $460. Did that tell me I want to go out and buy Draft? Do I want to buy set? Do I want to buy a bundle? See where I'm going with this? They didn't make the collector booster boxes $239, $279. They made them $399. That is a premium product price. You got nothing good in there. You got no chase card, nothing to go with it. It's not going to go well. So you better hope, Wizards, that you have something coming. Or you're going to see a lot of cancellations on orders. And I already know a whole bunch happened today. So I can only imagine what will happen later when all these LGSs get stuck with the product because players are canceling their orders because you didn't have anything good in there. Now, I'm going to show you my favorite card from the set. Don't tell anyone. Just you guys here. This so far is my favorite card. Can you believe it? It's Wilson. He's a refined grizzly bear. Because he is 1 green, 1 other cast. He's a 2/2. He can't be countered. I like that. He's got Vigilance, Reach, Trample. He's got Ward 2. And you get to choose a background. That's a pretty feisty bear for 2. When I compare it against the other cards I've showed you today, do you think any of those draw me in like that does? Multiple abilities and skills. I like that kind of card. To me, Wizards missed the mark so far. It doesn't mean they don't have cool stuff coming. It doesn't mean that there's not other awesome cards out there. And I'm putting this video out a day after looking at the spoilers that came out yesterday. I didn't rush this out the same day just to try to put a video up. I wanted to think about the cards and see how I felt. So I sat there and looked them over. I read them to see is there anything I could think of in my head that makes me like or dislike a card. The artwork is great. The flavor is going to be cool. But there are so many cards. I just feel as a commander card and the powerhouse cards that are out there, they should have stepped it up a bit. There's a lot of commander cards that are quite powerful. And if Wizards doesn't start replicating them, kind of, especially cards that are on the reserve list and giving us pseudo versions of it, it's going to be a problem going forward when they build decks like this. As a chance to get back and say, hey, we made a mistake on D&D. Here's some cooler cards. It's not that D&D was horrible. It just seemed a little underpowered. When I compare what I've seen so far against the original Commander Legends, which one are you buying? Because I know which one I'm buying. And they're sitting there up on my shelf in the background right now. I'm going to stick to buying right now at this point. I can change my mind. I reserve the right to change my mind. But right now, I'm going to stick to my one collector box. That's it. I'm buying the collector box because I said I was going to buy it. I'm not going to hose my LGS, but I'm not going to buy a lot of extra. I might buy a set booster. I might not. Because this here is not going to get my money. I'd rather just buy some singles from the set, pick up individual cards I like, and let the rest go. Now, on the second half of this, because we're what? How far? We're 12 minutes in already. Sorry, it's a little bit longer of a video. The second half of this video now is the fact that if people don't like the product, if it doesn't get reprints because nobody's buying it, if it sits on shelves, Wizards will cut the production early, just like they did for D&D. If nobody's ordering it or using it, it gets relegated to no more reprints. And then when there's no more reprints and one of these cards does hit, or people find a use for some of these cards, the prices start going up pretty quickly because it gets evaporated and nobody was buying it, so no restocks were called. And then you can see people who did invest in the product making a lot of money. But I'm not willing to take that chance myself right now unless I can find cards in there I think could be worth money, if I can find value. And I'll do videos on that if it comes up. I see a card that could have potential uses later. But today was a real letdown for me. I'm a little bummed out. I still had fun reading them. I was really into it. But when I thought about cards I'm using versus cards that are out there already, this was a bit of a letdown for me. So I can see why a lot of players might skip buying boxes just to buy some of the singles and enjoy individual cards in the set, while not producing tons of equity and value for Wizards by buying the boxes. I think we're going to see a lot of single sales going on, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of booster box sales. And that is already being backed up by the stores I reached out to, with the cancellation orders already coming in. So guys, I hope you enjoyed things today. Thanks a lot for tuning in with me. What do you think of this product? It does matter. Because if you're not spending your money on it, Wizards got to do something. Thanks again for tuning in. This is MTG Moxman. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Hey guys, a big shout out to each and every one of my fantastic patrons on the channel. All my YouTube supporters. You guys are awesome. Patrons make the world go round. Thanks again everyone for your support. So you made it to the end of the video, did you? Well, thanks a lot for sticking around to cheer me up. This is like a sad ending at a film I expected to be spectacular and it just wasn't. I got LGSs worried. that their products aren't going to sell that great. Nobody's going to want to buy it. They got cancellations coming in. They got to refund people. Makes them mad. Makes them on the hook for a lot of product. You probably have distributors going, oh. You can just picture it, right? And here we are at the end of the video, because you're the chosen few who make it to the end. I can just tell you guys what I'm thinking. I think they missed it. We've already seen a good chunk of the cards from the spoils. Those spoilers that came out spoiled it for everyone. They added some new cards we haven't seen, but it's kind of, you're adding to that mix. You're like, we've probably seen, what, 30, 35% of the total cards? And I don't count the marbles out there and the command towers and stuff, because the signets, they get reprinted every commander set. That's nothing new. Give us like 3 years without those in them. And then let's see what happens. Give them a while to be absorbed by the market. That'd be curious. But Wizards right now, you didn't give me anything fresh or new. And I feel just, it's like watching a movie and you're just disappointed in the plot. You got the right actors, the good characters, the good name on the story. And inside the pages of that written deck, it's just, there's nothing there. There's nothing in the story to draw you in. Why would I spend good hard-earned money buying this product if there's nothing I want and I can just buy a couple of singles? There's no chase? Seriously? Let's hope they give us something better next time, right? Guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I feel better already after venting and talking with you guys. Yes, this is my version of venting. I hope you're all having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world of Magic. Go eat some back bacon, make some dinner for the family, walk the dog, finish a coffee, and just contemplate life a little bit. Have a great one, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. See you all tomorrow. I said that too quickly. My brain was thinking ahead of my lips.